Do you ever look back and think, what was all the fuss about, Ian?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yes, I can't imagine why there was such a fuss, because everything seems straightforward now.
Well, maybe the world is different 15 years on.
It could be, and if I've played a tiny part in creating the difference, then I'm thrilled.
Yeah. Do you think, I mean, if you were doing this now, there wouldn't be such media attention?
I don't think there would at all.
Yeah.
And certainly those who have followed my path have had no attention whatsoever.
Yeah, yeah. Now, do you know what I think? When you think about it, and if you transport yourself back 15 years, I suppose what was really irritating a lot of people was that you were actually exercising your right for the ultimate consumer choice, really, weren't you? You were very much in control, and it was more so normally left to chance. But you actually, it was as if like you had decided, I'm going out and I'm getting this.
Well, I didn't see myself as a consumer at all, but I didn't think time was on my side, so I needed to accelerate things a bit. And it worked rather rapidly. I was told 2 years, and in fact it was 18 months.
So, boys, how much of this have you heard from Dad as you've been growing up? How much of it have you seen maybe any media?
Do you wish it would all go away?
How much did you know about Dad's journey to get to having the three of you?
I didn't actually know that much. It just, you kind of just pick it up. I don't think my dad's ever, like, told me or anything. I just, like, kind of...
Yeah. So his dad's never actually sat you down and said,
Yeah.
right, boys, like, you know, if parents would sit children down and tell them the facts of life, he hasn't told you kind of, this is where you came from.
No,
I just
not
found
really.
it out.
It's been more... We found out through the media over time, but then I think there was a stage where he fully explained what...
And when you did find out, Piers, what were your thoughts at that point when people started kind of talking about how this had all happened?
Well, I thought it was quite kind of brave for him to go through such a thing, and shows how much he cares, that he would like to have children, and just shows how much he loves us.
Yeah. And Lars, what about you?
Yeah, I think it shows just his determination to, you know, if he wants to get something, then he can get it whenever, whichever way he wants to.
But was it as easy as that, Ian, when you said about trying to find the surrogate mother and trying to do all of this, did it count against you being a single straight man?
Oh, tremendously, yes. If I'd been in a gay relationship, I would have breezed into the first agency that would have had me. But in fact, that particular agency threw me out because I wasn't gay, so I didn't qualify. But they recommended another agency, which didn't bother.
And with all the media attention, did you ever have any doubts? Were there times when you thought, do you know what, maybe this isn't such a great idea? Any moments when you kind of stopped and thought you might not carry on?
Oh, no, absolutely never. But I didn't imagine there would be any media attention whatsoever, and there wasn't for the first 6 months, so it took me by surprise.
The biggest criticism, well, there are two criticisms. One, that's you're selfish, you know, that you just want what you want and you're happy to go out and spend a lot of money to get it because you could. And the other one was, you know, you are bringing 3 children into the world who are going to grow up without a mother. What do you say about that now? You have brought these 3 boys up for 15 years.
Well, I think it might be interesting to hear what their views are about selfishness. So, and Piers?
Well, I think that you can't really... I don't think it's right to call it selfish, because I feel like in trying to have children and going through so much, probably with the knowledge that there might be some kind of, like, people that don't agree with it, I think that, if anything, is quite selfless, that he'd be prepared to go through so much just to have children.
And not just 3, but triplet, you know, 3 at the same time. 3 babies at the same time is hard work. Lars, you know, whilst you've been growing up and at school, have there ever been moments where you've thought, oh, you know, we're not a complete family because we don't have a mum?
No, I think it's quite actually more common nowadays than it definitely was in the past, when you see single-parent families with divorced parents and things. So I didn't find it abnormal whatsoever.
And what do you think, boys, about the way that you have been brought up? You've survived it so far. 15 years, you're still here. How would you describe family life? How do the 3 of you get on? Are you best mates, for instance?
Not really. People say we're quite similar, but we're actually quite different, and that kind of annoys me when people are like, oh, you're really similar, but because we're not, we're totally different. Yeah. And we always argue about stuff, and we have different interests, and it's like a sibling rivalry.
Yeah.
Were you banking on that, Ian? Teenage years are a bit
not
tricky.
having had brothers and sisters myself, I had no idea what sibling rivalry was like. Now I do.
Now.
Well, 15 years on, and here we are, we're reflecting on that sort of anniversary. Do you look back and do you deserve a pat on the back?
well, I did it, and everything seems to have worked out fine so far. So I don't know about pat on the back, but maybe not a smack in the face, which is what the media thought I deserved way back.
Well, very, very interesting. Ian Mucklejohn, thank you very much indeed. And Muckle Boys, thank you very much for coming in today. And sometimes I'm sure you just wish this would go away and just leave you all alone. But we'll have you back for the 20th anniversary, the 25th anniversary.
Get used to seeing our faces.
Whatever. Thank you very much.
Thanks, boys. Thank you. For more of the same, just click here. And don't forget, you can subscribe for even more of these amazing videos exclusive to our channel. But when it comes to medicine for your children, vaccinations, you're totally against this.
Yeah, I am. I actually believe childhood disease is quite important to experience to build the child's immunity. And Ulysses has experienced scarlet fever and chicken pox, and we treated that naturally.